Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing today, ma'am?
Oh, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. If you will, we're going to get right into the interview, sir. Um, First of all, will you tell me how to pronounce your first and last name, please?
My name is Harry Blackman.
Harry, what is it?
Harry Blackman.
Harry Blackman.
Harry Blackman.
Okay, thank you, sir. Um, I'm going to ask you a question. Are you at home? Are you at your house interviewing?
Yes, this is a at-home interview, right?
Uh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is. Um,
Oh,
I'm just wondering, are you there alone or is someone around you?
no, I'm here with my family, but I'm
Okay,
not here doing the interview by myself.
okay. I'm trying to figure out why you're practicing social distancing if you're there and I'm here. Is the mask necessary?
Of course, the mask is necessary. This is part of the interview process. When I get hired on at the job, then you can see that I am compliant with the rules and regulations. So yes, I'm letting you know as part of the interview that I will be wearing my mask.
Okay, okay, sir. Thanks for clearing that up with me. We're going to get right into the interview. Thank you, Mr.
Okay.
Blackman. So what I would like to do is first ask you, why did you choose this company to apply to?
Well, you was hiring. I needed a job, so I applied. Isn't
Okay,
that why
thanks.
people apply for jobs when you're hired?
Certainly, Mr. Blackman. Appreciate you answering that for you. Was there anything else you wanted to add to that?
No, I mean you are hiring, right?
Yes, sir. We are hiring, and I really appreciate you showing up from the comfort of your home, doing this interview and being on time. I appreciate that. But we definitely are hiring, Mr. Blackman. Yes.
And I'm definitely working. Yes.
And I'm sorry, it's a little hard to hear you with that mask on. Are you able to take the mask off, sir, for the interview?
No, I would not be able to take the mask off for the interview because once I start working there, I won't be able to take my mask off then, right?
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. We do allow people if they're uncomfortable to and they're at the building to wear masks. But this particular job is going to be a work from home job, sir. So you won't even have to worry with that. So, is there any way I could convince you to take your mask off? I would like to see your face.
No, the mask is part of the interview.
So the mask is part of the interview. Okay, thanks for sharing that with me, Mr. Blackman. Appreciate that. We'll move right on, sir, if that's okay with you. Um,
And I
what
wasn't aware that this was an at-home job. I thought I was going to be coming into the building work. This isn't
I
a
know, I know.
in-facility job.
I'm sorry, sir. No, when you filled out the application online, you didn't see where it said at home, work from home.
No, I
So
thought
you
I
have a
was going to
problem with
be
working from
coming
home, sir?
in.
I'm sorry, say again.
Yeah, if I was
Uh,
at home working, then it would not be a job. It would be homework.
okay, sir. I appreciate that. Okay, yes, sir. We're going to move on in the interview. Is that okay, sir? Um, I'm I want you to know though that this job is a work from home. If you should be hired, you would be working from home. We could definitely once you worked from home for about 6 months, you can apply to work at the building. But this particular job and the job needs is calling for you to work from home.
No, 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 no. You don't understand. I am trying to work away from home. I've been quarantined. I need to get away from my family and kids.
Okay,
So
so what
I
I'll do,
need
sir,
to
is
be
I'll
able
mark
to
that.
come inside of the building to work.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, sir, is I'm going to mark that down that you prefer not to work from home, and I will turn that into the hiring supervisor, and they will, upon determining who they'll hire for the position, they will definitely take that into consideration. Is that okay?
You have to determine if you're going to hire me.
Yes, sir. Usually during the interview, that's what the process is. We have other applicants other than yourself, but we definitely will be looking to hire the best candidate. And that's why I'm going through the questions and getting answers from you so that way we can definitely take the time to hire the best candidate for the job,
Well, didn't you call me for the
the work
interview?
from home job.
Didn't you call me?
Yes, sir. We did call you. What do you mean by that?
Well, obviously, if you called me, then you considered me to be the best candidate. So there's no
And
need
it's a
for you
great
to call
possibility,
anyone else to be
sir.
considered.
Yes, yes, sir. It's a
Then,
great possibility that you are the best candidate, but can we get back to the interview questions so that we can definitely determine that?
oh, of course. But
Awesome,
I am
awesome.
the best candidate. I assure
Okay,
you that.
oh, okay. So we'll definitely get to that. Hold that thought. Um, I'm going to move on to our next question, and that question is a great question, and uh, you'll get a little bit of chance to expand upon why you think you're the best candidate. And the question is, what makes you qualify for this position, Mr. Blackman?
I'm qualified because the position is open. I'm available, and you need someone. So that makes me be qualified.
Okay, and that's
If
your
you
final
wasn't,
answer.
if you didn't need anyone, then there wouldn't be a position. So anyone that need a position and needs someone to work in a position, they're qualified.
Oh, okay. Thank you for
The
that, Mr.
position's
Blackman.
open. I'm available. I'm qualified.
Okay, so I had that wrote down. Thank you for taking the time to answer that, Mr. Blackman. Um, my next question would be, and hopefully you can answer this in detail. If we were to hire you, why should we hire you?
Again, you're hiring. I'm available. Then why shouldn't you? Why shouldn't you hire me?
And that was my question. Why should we hire you?
You should hire me because you're hiring. I'm available. So that makes a perfect match. You need me. I need you. So why shouldn't you hire me?
Okay, thank you for answering that, Mr. Blackman. Our next question is, as far as your resume, I did review your resume, and I just want to ask you, what on your resume, as far as jobs and everything, are you most proud of, and why?
I'm I'm proud of everything on my resume because it's me. It's a part of me. Why wouldn't I be proud of anything on there? If I wasn't proud of anything on there, I wouldn't have put it on there. So everything on there I'm proud of. The stuff that I'm not proud of, I left off.
Okay, so that would bring me to asking the question in a different way. If you had to pick one thing from your resume, one job, which job would it be that you would say you would return to in a minute if they called you, and why?
Well, I wouldn't return to any of them because that's why I'm not working now. If I return to them, I would still be there. So right now, I'm looking to be at your company. Ask for me to interview. You're hiring. I'm available. I'm proud of everything on my resume. The stuff that I'm not proud of, I intentionally left it off of that.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Blackman. You're doing well answering the questions. I appreciate that. We just have two more questions, sir. Just two more questions on this interview. And the next question would be, if you would please, as far as the jobs that you've done far as customer service related, if you would explain a time when you used your best customer service. If you would explain that to me, please, in this interview.
Well, let me see. It's this time that this customer needed some help, and I helped them.
Can you expand upon that a little bit more, Mr. Blackman? Or the question I'm going to ask it one more time. If you'll list, give me like an example of how you helped them. The question is, um, when was a time that you used your best customer service? Just break it down for me in detail.
Like I said, man, the customer said, "Excuse me, sir, can you help me?" And I said, "Yes, I can help you." Then I helped them. Isn't that what
Okay.
customer service is?
Yes, sir. That's definitely customer service, a part of it. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to try to um, assist you with that. Um, what job was it that you helped somebody with, and what was it that you helped them with?
Well, I was in the store, and this lady was shopping. She was a customer, and she said, "Sir, can you help me get something off the top shelf? I can't reach it." And I said, "Sure, here you go." So I helped the customer. Isn't that what customer service is? Helping
Definitely, that's
customers.
customer service. A portion of it, yes. Um, is there any other story or time where you used customer service outside of helping the lady get something from the top shelf? Can you think of one more instance?
Well, let's see. Uh, okay, I got one.
Okay, yes, sir. Mr. Blackman, go ahead.
So I was in the store again, and this man, he was a customer, and he asked me, "Sir, I need help. Do you know how to determine what part I would need for this car?" And I said, "Sure, sir. What seems to be the problem with the car?" He told me, "Well, when I go to try to start it, it won't start." And I said, "Well, maybe you need a new battery." So we got a new battery, went home, and I seen the man somewhere else. I just out and about, and he told me, "Hey, guess what, sir? I remember you from the auto parts store. You told me my car needed a battery. You know, I put that battery in my car and it started right up. I thank you. Really appreciate that. You helped me very good. Great job, sir." Not your problem, sir. That's what I do. So that's what I do. I help customers. No matter where they at, no matter where I'm at, I just help customers. So I'm a great candidate for the job. Customer service. That's what I do. I help customers. So
Okay, I'm sorry,
I
go
have a
ahead.
question for you.
Yes, Mr. Blackman.
So when do I get hired?
When do you what?
When do I get hired?
When do you get hired?
Yes.
Okay, so Okay. So the way that it works upon attending the interview, the work at home interview, um, we are interviewing the candidates, and you were one of the candidates, and then we will make our selection in about 2 weeks. We will be contacting and letting everyone that interviewed know whether or not they are the one that we went with. We're only hiring two people out of the personnel that we interviewed.
But ma'am, aren't you hiring now?
Yes, sir. We are hiring now, but part of the hiring process is to do like you're doing now. You will interview from the comfort of your own home due to the circumstances at hand. We normally would have you come to the building and interview, but you definitely are aware of the circumstances that we're all facing. So we are doing the social distancing type of hiring. So you're doing well with hiring with me, with interviewing with me as we're doing here. But the final determination, I turn in the answers and everything like that to the hiring manager. And then the hiring manager will then look back upon the video and everything like that, and they will make their decision on who they'll hire for this perfect customer service work at home position. And that
So,
process takes about 2 weeks. Could be sooner. Excuse me.
so again, you're hiring. You
Yes,
contacted me for the
yes,
job.
yes.
I answered your questions. Now my question again to you is, when do I get hired?
Okay, so Mr. Blackman, I'm going to say this again. Um, our process is you do the interview like we're doing now. Once the interview is completed, I've been sitting here jotting down your answers, and definitely um, I appreciate you answering each and every question. And upon that, I turn in this form to the hiring supervisor. Is your hand hurting or something, sir? I see
Oh
your
no.
hand. Yes, sir. I can see your
Okay.
hand. It looks like you're doing the Pac-Man motion or something. I'm not sure if is your hand okay?
Oh yes, my hand's fine. I am perfectly healthy. That's why I'm able to work. I'm
Okay.
healthy. I'm able-bodied. That's what you're looking for.
Right. Okay.
Able-bodied, healthy, strong individual that's available to work.
Okay. Okay,
And
sir.
that's
So
me.
yes,
I am the
I'm sorry.
perfect
Go ahead.
candidate for the job. So again, when do I get hired?
Okay, sir. So what we'll do is you will get a phone call and they will go over those details with you in about 2 weeks.
Well, you called me today, so I'm
Yes.
asking you a question. So do I come in and fill out the paperwork, get my badge?
Sir, I wish it was that simple and I wish I could say yes to that. But unfortunately, currently, our hiring process, once again, it will be 2 weeks before you'll hear anything. But one way or another, you will hear whether you got the job or if we went with another candidate.
Well, I think you're going to need to speak to your supervisor because
Oh, my
maybe you
super.
don't understand the ad that I responded to. The ad said that you was hiring, and I responded saying I'm available. Then you guys call me.
Yes,
Now I'm talking. So
yes.
obviously someone didn't give you the memo. So can I speak to someone different? Maybe someone that knows more than you, to where I can ask them when I'm coming in for the job.
Oh, okay. So what I'll say to that, Mr. Blackman, you are welcome to do that. You have our actual human resource phone number because I do recall them saying that you called it to check many times on getting interviewed. And so we definitely set up this at home, work from home um, interview with you. And I just have one more question. And that way we can move to you definitely getting a quicker response. As I explained, the 2 weeks will begin immediately upon me turning in these answers. And I definitely want to turn these answers in today for you. So, can I ask you one more question? And that would then end our interview. Is that okay to move forward with the interview?
Sure. Once you answer my question, when am I going to get hired? What day do I have to report?
Okay. So, what I would like to do at this part of the interview, Mr. Blackman, I will get to that where I ask this last question, and then my final part of that question is there anything else that you would like to ask or have explained? So we'll get back to that. Is that okay to get through this last question?
Fine. Yes, ma'am. Fine.
Okay, I appreciate you, Mr.
Whatever you
Blackman.
want to do it, define.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Okay. Um, well, one of the questions um, definitely um, is asking me about your appearance and everything like that, whether you smiled or anything like that. So I'm going to once again encourage you to remove the mask, if you will, because you're at home, I'm in another building, and I appreciate you practicing social distancing and everything like that. But for this interview, I'm going to possibly need to see your face so that I can definitely be able to address the questions that are on my sheet here.
Well,
Is that
if
okay?
I'm working from home, then there's no need for you to even see my face. You will not know if I'm smiling or not. So I'm at home. There's no need for you to see my face. And right now, I am practicing self quarantine and social distancing. So
Okay,
I
I'll
need to wear
definitely
my
respect that.
mask. I
I'm
need to
sorry. Go
be
ahead, Mr. Black.
protected. I need to
Say
be
that again.
protected. I need to be protected at all times. I don't know what's going on out there in them streets. I don't want to give anything to my family. So I always wear my mask.
Okay. Even though you're at home, you
See,
won't take your mask
you
off.
see,
I'm sorry.
you see my smile.
I
Can't see it in
cannot
my
see your
eyes.
smile. That's the problem, sir, that I'm having because my question on here. I'm just trying to
I'm
help
smiling.
you with getting the
Smiling with my
position.
eyes.
Say again, sir.
I'm smiling with my eyes.
Okay, so you're smiling with your eyes. So I'll go ahead and write that down, sir, because that is part of the questions that they ask. Were you smiling? So I'll put down, sir, that you're smiling with your eyes. I'll put that down. You want me to put that down?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm writing that down now, sir. Thank you, Mr. Blackman. Smiling
And
with his
just want you to
eyes.
know that I am practicing social distancing and self quarantining, and that I am COVID free, and I do not want to get COVID. I do not want to spread COVID. And that's why I'm wearing my mask.
Okay,
So
so
make
I,
sure
I
that you
marked.
annotate that.
I did. I did.
Okay.
When you said that earlier, sir, I definitely marked that down. So we're going to move on in the interview because I only have one more question, Mr. Blackman, one more question. And that way I can once again get this turned in for you so that we can move on in
I
the
thought that
interview
was the
process.
last question.
No, I didn't get to ask my last question. Is it okay that I move on and ask this last question?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay. Um, actually, the only other question I would have for you, it was the question where I was going to ask you, but I think you hit on it earlier. I asked you about, are you comfortable with this being a work from home position? But you already semi answered that and let me know that you thought that it was going to be at the building job. But I do have to reiterate, this is at least for the first 6 months, a work from home position. And I definitely understand. And I heard that you said that you wanted to get away from your kids and your family. And that's why you applied for, you thought at the time, work at the building job. But I have to definitely take the time to make sure I address that with you that this will be a work from home at least for 6 months. Is that a problem?
No, ma'am, not no problem. And let me address the issue that you stated. For the record, I did not hit on anyone. I did not hit on anything. For the record,
I don't understand, Mr. Blackman. Where did that come into play? I say anything in regards to that?
yes,
Okay, help me understand that.
you said I hit it on the nail, and I did not hit anyone or anything. For the record,
Okay, Mr. Blackman. Awesome. Okay, okay. Well, okay. But can you let me know whether or not it's okay for you to work from home? You said that's okay, right?
that is okay.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Now I'm done with the
Yes,
questions that I had, other than to ask you, are there any other questions that you have for me?
yes.
Okay, yes,
My
sir.
question to you is, when do I report to work? What is my
Okay.
first day that I report?
Okay. So the way in which the process works, Mr. Blackman, um, it's I finished the interview with you as we just completed the interview. And based upon me having filled out your answers to the questions that I asked, I turned that in to our hiring manager. So once our hiring manager gets it, she will review and screen all applicants. And she will also watch back our actual broadcast here that we did for the interview. And then she will make a choice as to who she will hire. And there will be two people that she will pick. So she'll select two of you. So based upon that, the whole process takes about 2 weeks. So whether you're hired or not hired, you will receive a phone call and an email because they do both within 2 weeks. It could be sooner. Did that answer your question? Are you there, Mr. Blackman?
Yes.
Okay. Did that answer your question?
No. You mean to tell me I wasted 30 minutes of my time answering questions and you're not going to be able to tell me when I report in?
Okay, so let's
That's
do
my
it this way.
question.
I hope that you don't think that you wasted your time, Mr. Blackman, because definitely getting to the interview process, that is definitely not considered wasting your time. There were many people that applied for the position that did not get the interview. So the best thing for you to think is you got the interview, and now all you have to do is wait on that call to find out whether or not you're the candidate that we chose, and we're picking two of them.
Next question. Do I get paid for the interview?
Mr. Blackman, I don't know of any companies that pay you for interviewing with them. So I would have to say, as far as this company goes, no, we definitely do not pay you for interviewing with us.
But you get paid to interview.
We're not going to discuss my income, sir, on this interview. This is solely an interview wherein we take the time to ask you questions concerning to what we're looking for in the position, which is a customer service work at home position. And then I write down your answers, turn them in to a hiring manager, and the hiring manager makes the decision.
So you mean to tell me that you called me
Yes, sir.
because you was hiring.
Yes, sir.
I answered the call. You
Yes,
asked
sir.
me questions. I answered your questions.
Yes, sir.
You did tell me that you're not hiring because you have to
Sir, I can't hear you. Sir, I can't, I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear you. I'm not sure what's going on, sir, but I can't hear you. I can't hear you, sir. Well, sir, okay, sir. I can't hear you. So what I'm going to say, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, sir, I can barely hear you. I'm not sure if you can hear me, but I have your answers. I wrote down your answers. And as far as I'm concerned, the interview is done. I appreciate you interviewing. Is that okay? We end the interview? Is it okay to end the interview? If you would like, sir, if you can hear me, you can go off the screen and come back on. Maybe that's the issue. I can't hear you. I can't hear you, sir. I'm going to go ahead and end the interview, okay? And we'll be in touch with you. It'll take about 2 weeks. And we'll let you know one way or another, okay, Mr. Blackman? Okay? I cannot hear you. Thanks for interviewing. Thank you, Mr. Blackman. We'll be in touch.